Hello, Pony, welcome back. Now, just to let you all know, even though this is Month of Macabre, I will still be doing readings as well. After all, I can't exactly put a pause on Fireteam or Inverno. Both stories are really getting good, and I just hope you enjoy my company. So while Lily will have the most readings as this is her month, I will still do my best to bring you more content from me. Right now, it's time we get back into the next act. We already know that Sombra made his son a castrato. But why? There has to be a reason behind it. I mean, no father would willingly do that to their child without a particular reason. Even if Inverno's voice is on the level of the gods, there has to be a different purpose for this. And I guess we might find out soon. Please enjoy, everybody. Inverno in F minor. Written by Cracked Inkwell. Chapter 11. Malicious Enlightenment in F minor.
Okay, that's just cruel.
Shining vented.
No, this beat goes beyond that. This just flies in the face of being sadistic and into a new level of pure evil.
Shining, Cadence said, trying to get her husband's attention. It was later in the day, and Dr. First Aid had confirmed her worst suspicions. He confirmed that there had been signs of surgery on the colt's body. The doctor had confirmed to the directs of the Empire that Inverno was indeed a gelding. The couple was in their bedroom, Cadence watching from the bed while Shining paced back and forth, still fuming over the news.
How could that monster do something like that?
Shining questioned.
I mean, it's one thing if he would do something like that to the crystal ponies, but his son? Seriously? His son?
Hun! Cadence interrupted his rant. Look, I get that this is a new low for Sombra. I absolutely agree. But there's nothing we can do for him now.
Don't you think I already know that?
Shining retorted.
It's just upsetting to me that Sombra would do something like that to this kid. For Celestia's sake, the cruelest thing you could possibly do to a stallion, a foal no less, and he did it on his own colt? The worst part is the kid doesn't even realize what his father has done to him in the long run.
There was a knock on the door of their suite. Shining marched over to the door to find Inverno standing there with a guard. The colt had some scraps of music sheets in his red aura.
Is Cadence in there?
He asked.
I've just finished writing this for her.
Come on in, sweetie. Cadence called out from the room as she hopped off the bed, and Inverno trotted in, the papers held in his magic. What's this? She asked as the music was presented to her.
I've been thinking about the torture chamber lately,
He said.
and I know that it was Papa that did all that stuff, but I couldn't help but think that this was somehow my fault too. So maybe I should write a memorial not for him, but for those ponies to let them know I'm sorry.
Inferno? Cadence put a hoof on his shoulder. You had nothing to do with what your father did. You don't have anything to apologize for. While this is generous of you, it's not needed.
At least I'm following Papa's advice in that I should take charge for new things we've done, even if it means getting into trouble.
He pushed the sheet music to her.
The beginning is finished, but I promise that I'll write more.
You're not going to take no for an answer, are you? Inverno shook his head. Very well. I'll hold on to this. The young unicorn thanked her, and before he could step out, Shining stopped him.
Hey kid, mind if I ask you something?
What?
Do you...
The prince sighed.
How do I ask this?
He muttered softly.
Do you remember when your dad had you undergo that operation?
Inverno thought for a moment.
Yeah, Kinda. I think I was around 11, maybe?
Do you remember how it happened?
Shining asked.
Did he even talk to you about it before, Hoof?
The colt put a hoof to his chin and thought.
On the day it happened, he never spoke to me about it. I remember that I was playing a song for Papa. He sat down next to me, looking like he was thinking hard about something. The next thing I knew, he said that he was sorry, and then someone put a rag over my face, and everything went dark. I woke up in the bathtub feeling really cold because it was full of broken ice that had been smashed into tiny pieces. Papa was there too, holding my hoof. I did ask him what just happened, but he didn't tell me much, other than that I'd be walking sore for a while. Maybe he realized that I was sick, so maybe he or some pony else did something to remove whatever it was.
So you have no idea what he did to you?
Inverno shook his head.
Thanks, that's all I need to know.
With a questioning look on his face, the young unicorn made his way out with a guard in tow. Shining trotted over to the bed and took a seat when he suddenly got an idea.
Hey, Cade, I think I've just thought of something.
What's that? The Princess of Love inquired.
Just hear me out on this. I think I might have come up with a reason on why he did it. Cadence, what if Inverno isn't Sombra's only kid?
The room became tense in its silence, but Shining continued.
Call it a conspiracy theory, but what if he did it because he could be disposable? What if he had other foals that we don't even know about that are still...
Shining trailed off when a very dark thought entered his mind. The fact that Inverno was found in an apartment that could only be opened from the outside, was struck by a deadly spell, and the colt himself was barely alive when he was found might mean... Shining, you're not saying what I think you're saying? Cadence asked, now coming to the same realization herself. Are you saying that there might be other foals in this palace that might not have been found?
And it may be that they're already dead.
Shining finished. Cadence was the first to act. She quickly rushed out of the suite, calling for the guards to assemble. Several minutes later, the guards assembled near the royal suite, and Shining Armor gave out orders to go through the entire palace to locate as many hidden rooms as they could find. Throughout the night, the legions of crystal guards searched high and low in every room, corridor, and already discovered hidden doorway that they knew of to search for anything that reveals a hidden chamber. They tapped on the walls, pressed tiles on the floor, pulled books off the shelves, looked behind tapestries, even tampered with some of the artwork to see if it revealed anything. By morning, they had uncovered 4 new hidden rooms, each with a corpse or two lying within its depths. And this was chapter 11 to Inverno and F minor. Oh my goodness, every pony, I was not expecting this. There were more. Inverno was just a lucky one. These new discoveries... Oh, sweet Celestia, how long could they have been waiting to be found? How long were they waiting, freezing, scared, and unsure to if they'd ever be rescued? And why in the name of Luna would Sombra do something like this? How many fillies and colts has he abandoned like that to just die scared and alone and cold? Could he have done the same thing to his, I don't want to say wife, but to his mate, who is possibly the mother of all of these children, including Inverno? How could he do something like this? I mean, I know Sombra was an evil unicorn, but this is more than a new low. This is awful. Every pony. I just don't know what to think anymore. But please be patient. We will get the answers to the questions that we have soon. The next chapter is in production and shall be ready as soon as possible. Thank you.